This one's pretty rare because it was only sold in Japan. This is the Fairlady Z 432. It's built off the Nismo platform, so a little bit more lightweight, Brembo brakes, a few cool things like that. This one's actually a V-Spec, which they only made 64 units of the V-Spec N1. 1951, not quite 100 years old, but not far away now. Surprisingly, this kind of car, you'd think it's probably a Bentley and super old. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are next door back at ARTA, who you might remember from a few videos back. We went and did a walkthrough in their store, the NSX, the 86, a lot of goods. We're back in here today. It's a very different theme right now. It's actually an event by Bingo Sport, who is kind of a top-level auction house, private sales. They're also the dealer for a few brands, Rimac, Koenigsegg, Bugatti. Very premium place, very premium sort of customer base. And today they have an auction about to start tomorrow. They've just prepared today with a bunch of cool cars in it. So we're going to go through and have a look at them, see what's here, and let you guys kind of experience what Bingo is all about. Because in Japan, it's a big deal. Overseas, maybe you've heard of it before. They sell race cars as well. Very, very historic brand, and let's go and check it out. Starting off with a car that's not actually going to be debuting in the auction for sale, but it is here as kind of a flagship showcase of the racing heritage aspect of Bingo. This is a car that was from the Japanese Touring Car Championship back in 1994. It was driven by Keiichi Tsuchiya and also Kunimitsu. So two very long-standing names in Japanese motorsport. This car won in Sugo, and it's the livery of Advan, Yokohama tires. So very, very famous livery. Not for sale, but cool car. So let's keep going. So this is how the racing cars were back in the day. Literally nothing inside, super stripped out, just the basics. And this is kind of cool. This is like a real throwback to 90s Japanese car racing. They've got just the bare minimum of stuff in here, but I love how they've tucked away all the wires so cleanly here with a little sort of bracket. I just feel like that's the Japanese touch coming into this car. And yeah, nothing else in there. Also pretty cool to see the back. This car's all original, and we've got exposed exhaust and turbo sitting out the back here, flaunting the size of it. Very, very cool, very, very scary. I think this car would be a bit of a nightmare to handle nowadays, but yeah, awesome to see just so much original parts sitting there in good condition. Another thing that stood out as a driver, and I'm just looking at this, if this is my rival and things are getting pretty dicey in the race, a pretty important piece of the car is right here, the turbo exposed. This is like just straight up Mario Kart technique. Just go and bounce them in the back. Turbo's finished. Pretty nice strategy maybe if you really need it. Interesting that the turbo is so easy to sort of get damage and stuff out here. In the race, I'm sure people will be hitting this sometimes. This one is probably my favorite car in display here today in the auction. This is the Nissan GTR 32. This is actually an N1, which is quite a rarer model. It's more of like a race spec. Came out with a few different parts in terms of like the motor. It's built off the Nismo platform, so a little bit more lightweight, Brembo brakes, a few cool things like that. This one's actually a V-Spec, which they only made 64 units of the V-Spec N1. So not many of these ever. They all came in this crystal white color. But a few interesting points about this car is actually the 33 N1 engine that was swapped into it, and then a 34 turbo. So it's got all the generations of the 90s GTRs all in here. Mileage is over 100,000, so a little bit high, but It's quite a cool car for what it is, so let's go and have a look inside. So the interior of this car, it's super clean. It's actually a one-owner car, and a lot of the maintenance and stuff has been done at the dealer, properly refurbished a lot of pieces of the mechanical side, keeping the car running well, and the interior was really looked after. So just seeing how clean it is in here, and kind of smells like the 90s in there. This car's been really looked after well. It's the kind of car that, you know, you'd hope the previous owner was taking care of the car to this level. Aside from the mileage, I think this is a pretty nice thing overall. So we've got a quirky van behind us here, the classic Volkswagen that we've seen for years and years. The double split window on the front, super iconic from the olden days. But this car has got quite a bit of stuff happening inside it. So we can check the inside out. You can see there's like a table, a sink and everything in there. But the cool thing to me about this car is that they've actually done an engine swap. It's got a Porsche 912 engine in it now, because back in the day it came with a 1.2 litre Volkswagen engine. Not super powerful, not really something that you'd want to keep in the car. So the owners just swapped it out. The old engine is also going to come with the car if it's purchased, but got the 2 litre Porsche engine in there now. A lot more fun, I think, for this car. So yeah, let's keep walking. So we've opened it up. This is the mystery machine where we've got, you know, the crew hanging out the back here at the table. The front end is, you know, just like a couch style, like a one flat big seat. Super retro in here, but it's really fresh, and the smell is pretty nice actually. It's like that wood kind of vintage smell. So super nice example. Kind of want to try it out going to Hakone or something like that. It's got the double shutter door as well. So this is a feature not very common at all. I think generally maybe one side had it, but this car's got it on both. So there's a few interesting quirks with this car aside from the engine.
Camaro no SS. よくわかんない。
So we've come across this car. Our boy before was driving a Mustang. You might have seen in our old videos, old photos. So I thought he's probably the guy to handle this one. So 紹介していいですか？このアメ車。好きからでしょ？
もともとこの車緑でアメリカから入ってきて、で日本でペンキをリペントして今のゴールドみたいな色になってるんですよね。あとマイルも3500マイルしかないので1万キロもない。
そうだね。めっちゃ少ない。
だからそうめっちゃ新車みたいな感じですね。
So this is the Fairlady Z. You guys might know this as the Z, or in Australia we call them like 240s, 270s, etc. Well, this one's pretty rare because it was only sold in Japan. This is the Fairlady Z 432. This car came with the S20 engine, which is a pretty nice option to have in this car. It's from factory. Why is it called the 432? Well, it's because it's a 4-valve, 3-carburetor, twin-cam configuration on this car. That's where the model name comes from. Not many sold apparently. This is quite a rare model, and it's quite nice condition overall. Apparently it's only the wheels that have been changed on this car. Everything else is factory. There was a small repair job done on the exhaust, but the original wheels didn't hold up basically, so they've been changed. Everything else is super factory. I really like the color on this car. And if we look here, it's expecting to sell quite a hefty price. Its range is going to be from 27 million to 35 million, which is, I'll have to do the conversion, but you know, it's plus 200 grand basically US for this car. So 80,000 Ks on the clock. You might think there's a lot of these sold. Why is it so expensive? That's why. It's a Japanese only version, which also had very limited units. So super nice condition inside as well. I love the color on this car. This is probably my second favorite here after the N1, just because I kind of like 32s. Another Nissan, there's quite a few here today. And then the rest of the cars are basically European classic cars. Like we've got this Bentley right here. I don't even know where to start on a car like this, because this is like probably 100 years old, right? Let me check. Okay, 1951, not quite 100 years old, but not far away now. Surprisingly, you know, this kind of car, you'd think it's probably a Bentley and super old. It must be like pushing 100K or more. This car, it's going to be around 50 grand. So depending on your taste for cars, maybe that's interesting for you. Let's keep walking down here and see what else we've got. Just to finish off and wrap this up, we sort of highlighted our main cars that they were interested in, and then these are kind of some less JDM things, but quite interesting. So we've got a Bristol 400 over here, 28,000 miles on it. I have no idea about what this is. On the badge it says 2 liter. I think that was a big deal back in the day. This car is a 1949, so it's just crazy seeing the condition of such old cars around, still being in such good condition, because you go and check out like the auction sometimes, like a regular auction, and you'll see like a car from the 90s and it's just destroyed, right? And then here we've got 100-year-old cars, just fresher than what you'd see most JDM cars nowadays. So, okay, Lotus Elan, this is a bit of a classic one here, 1969, in a nice yellow color. Let's check out some details on this. 64,000 Ks on the clock. It's probably going to sell between 6.5 to 8.5 million yen. Yeah, again, super clean example. This is like your, I don't know, Miata equivalent kind of thing, size-wise, kind of a go-kart on the road. That's pretty cool. And to finish it off, we've got 2 remaining cars here. The Jaguar with the classic Jaguar off the front of the hood. This one's a bit more expensive. It's like 100K US, roughly, this car. Again, super low mileage, 17,000, which is crazy. This car's from 1961, which is the year my dad was born. And imagine 62 years ago, only driving 17,000 miles. Like, this car basically just sat around like this for its whole life, just got wheeled around occasionally. So maybe that's why it's still so fresh. I guess a lot of this interior is pretty original. And then to finish it off, we've got this car, which is kind of a resto mod. Apparently it's had like even the wheelbase shortened. The engine's been changed. This is a Jaguar SS 1934. This one is 90 years old. Quick math right there, 34, another 100K car roughly, in the British racing green. This is super cool. I really like the old Jags, just the vibe of them has got this kind of Cruella de Vil style. So that's Bingo Sports, guys. Hope you guys like seeing the lineup here, a huge variation from old racing cars to these at the end. Overall, it's been a nice experience to go and check them out. So Bingo Sports, we'll link them to you guys in the description. Yeah, let us know in the comments which car was your favorite, what you think of the pricing, what you guys want to see in the future next. We're always open to video ideas, so let us know, and we'll see you next time. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment down below. Stay tuned for the next video.